Happy Friday Eve. I we give folks time to come in. Come on in. Come on in. I know it's early. I know that it's early. I'm not sending out no notifications. Y'all come on in. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Turn on your notification bell because we don't have no schedule over here. So when we come on, we just come on. Ain't no, uh, this ain't NBC, CBS, UPN. We on, ain't no schedule. We come on when we come on. We come on when we got something to say. And it's been a lot of shit night going on. Get in here, get in here, get in here. So this gonna be quick because good morning, Nicole. Um, I ain't gonna really be here that long. Then again, I don't know because it's wake and bake, so anything is possible. Anything is possible. But so now, okay, let me see. When was okay? So shout out to St. James, and I'm gonna keep saying that, and I don't care who like it and who don't. Shout out to St. James. St. James is moving in a way of a I okay, in my opinion, okay, in my opinion, and a few others. So, oh, I already see. I see it now. I guess I'm a prophet. I'm a prophetess. I see it now. Folks are gonna be like, "Oh, you ratting, you ratting, you ratting." Listen here. That's just like some of you have your favorite cartoon characters, some of you have your favorite shows, some of you have your favorite producers and writers. Like me, Shonda Rhimes, I can almost watch Hey JP, I can kind of watch anything that Shonda Rhimes produces. Like, I just, she's good. And I feel the same way about St. James. I like St. James. I like his character. Yes, I like his character. You wad. Nope, I ain't going there yet. Stop trying to make people feel a certain type of way about people because you feel that way about them. When the actual truth is, you really don't have a reason to not like St. James. St. James, in any chat before he started his own channel, there was not a chat that St. James was in that he was messy. He was, I can't say shady because we are shady and I love his shade, but he was never one of those type of people. He's not a bone carrier. He's not a biased person. He gives commentary like a commentator should. Yes, we all have our own opinions, which is how our commentary comes into play. But he don't be joining alliances because somebody else don't like you. That is the weirdest shit in the world. If I only know you virtually, my loyalty is only extended so far. Okay? Your loyalty is only extended so far to virtual people. Now, if your family or childhood friend and things like that, then yes, we have a personal relationship. So If you do things to me, they're going to affect me in a different way. So, yes, we respond in a different way. Hey, Londa, happy to catch one of your lives. I'm glad you did too. I'm just sitting here waking and baking and talking some she's naive. But, like, seriously, you should be able to, and St. James has done this. And I'm not going, I ain't sugarcoating shit. And I ain't about to, if you take this as a jab or a dig to you, then you just take it that way, and that's your personal feeling, because that's not what I said. But what I am saying is, when St. James does an interview on his platform, or be it another platform, he's the same. If he has an opinion, he's going to say it. He interviewed Bishop Jordan. Now, I'm not going to say I thought that it was kind of weird because of the timing. Because of the timing. Okay? Not that the interview with Bishop Jordan was anything, it was a good interview. Shade and all. But I believe the timing of it was the dig and jab at Larry. But because St. James and Larry don't have a real relationship like that, I feel like he was asking the questions or letting Bishop Jordan talk. See, there's a difference when you do interviews when you want to be Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters sat, and when she asked a question, she let the person that she was interviewing talk. Her next question would not be, okay, she asked questions. She let the people answer. She didn't give people their answers. She responded to their answers, and then her next question was based off of that, and so forth and so on. But to put narratives into people's head to answer the question pretty much how you want them to answer it, that's not doing commentary. That's not doing commentary. So he does the interview with Bishop Jordan. They start dragging. Oh, you shoulda, and I woulda, and I just thought. But you all who were saying that were asking those questions based off of your personal feeling about him, not the situation that was going on. There's a difference. Then y'all ain't gonna admit it, but some of you are jealous. I said it. You're jealous because St. James had the interview with Bishop Jordan. Let's call a thing a thing. I wanted to do commentary on some of the points that I saw in the Bishop Jordan interview, and then the CTV and Larry interview, but you can't do that because there's so much griping and bull going on in the background that you can't even really focus on the actual damn interviews. Because y'all are so mad that the interviews happen that you're missing the damn interview. How many of you really sat and listened to the interview with St. James and Bishop Jordan? Let's be real. What y'all did was saw that it was St. James and Bishop Jordan, and y'all did the post just started. They just started coming. And the interview hadn't even happened yet. But y'all were in your feelings just because of the interview. You're jealous. Just say it. Well, you ain't gonna say it because as big as your drawers is, you're never going to say it. But I'm picking up a spirit of jealousy because St. James interviewed Bishop Jordan and did a good interview. Now, was Bishop Jordan's um was Bishop Jordan and St. James on the same page as far as the interview? I don't think so. Do I feel like St. James knew what Bishop Jordan's real intentions were behind the interview? I do not. I do not. But because St. James is a biased person, he's going to interview whomever. Here's what you have to understand about commentary and interviews. Everybody that goes on The View, that panel don't like. Everybody who went on Oprah, she didn't like. Everybody who went on Tom Brokaw, they were not friends. Arsenio Hall guest, they were not friends. Robin, when she does interviews, those are not her friends. These are people that they are interviewing. Sometimes they like them, sometimes they don't. But it's the interview. If you're just going to interview your friends, then what are we doing? How are you bringing out stories, or how are you giving commentary on stories when you're only interviewing your friends, when there's always, as they say, three sides: yours, theirs, and the truth? If I'm lying, tell me. If am I lying, y'all? You do. Who wrote in the handbook and stamped and signed it and said that you have to like and be friends with everyone that you're interviewing? You can't comment on anything anymore. It should to be good, a good escape for me. Yes. Yes. It doesn't. Why as soon as St. James put up the announcement, my mother started going live. What's wrong, boo boo? See, this is the thing. Some people think they so far in the circle or so high up on the pole with people that their interviews should be as so they think they are in their head. But then when these people like St. James get the interview first, or oh God, don't let Jives do it first. don't don't let Jives do it first. Oh, if Jives do it first, oh, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. Just because you don't like Jives. You don't like St. James, and again, I'ma say you don't really have one. But you were mad at St. James because was doing the interview with Bishop Jordan. He hadn't even done it yet. He hadn't even done the interview yet. And yo insignificant self gonna say Oh, he's interviewing. Like, why were you so angry? And then after the interview, people were just being so, I don't even want to say mean. That was like one of them schoolyard, like tit for tat kind of things. Like, it was so weird. Well, he interviewed him and he didn't ask him this. Well, if it was me, well, I can't believe that that must mean he was bought. That must mean, like, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with you all? Oh, you interview him. I can't be friends with you. Well, boo boo, let's start here. We were never really friends. We're in a virtual space. Hey, Murray, we're in a virtual space. So if you're not going to click my channel or like my videos or anything anymore because of who I interviewed, oh, you have to do some internal work, because this ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. These CCs are always trying to change other folks' narratives, then get big mad when there's no pushback. Exactly. Let's call a thing a thing. Like y'all always so I I promise you. I promise you. I'm not scared. Okay. Oh, I wish I could turn my camera on so I can look right into the camera. I'm not scared of anyone. I will say what I want, when I want, and how I want, to and about whomever. If you have a problem with it, check me and see how that works out for you. If you have a problem, let me know when you going live so I can click the link and we can talk about it. But I'm saying what I see. And I see a lot of jealous people. I see it. It's plain. The moment St. James posted the announcement about Prophet Manasseh, again, there they go. There they go. There they go. St. James sit down with CTV. Oh, why he's sitting down with that wig wearing? Why he's sitting down with that girl? Why he's sitting? Because they are content creators who are collabing. Do you think that Barbara Walters liked all of her co-hosts? And if you're such a Barbara Walters fan, watch the documentary. Barbara Walters was a team of about 3. Barbara Walters interviewed the worst of the worst and the best of the best because she was a great commentator. She was a great interviewer. She's interviewed essayers, molestationers. She has interviewed drug dealers. She didn't interview the cartel. She didn't interview all overseas, different countries, this leader, that leader. You think she was their friend? And better yet, Miss Thing, do you think she cared about what any other commentator said? And she was a female in a male-dominated ring. So when you say that you are somebody, put on the armor that that person had on. When her and what was her name? That Diane Sawyer. They didn't like each other. Yeah, they took jabs at each other, but they still did the interview with some of the same people, but in different ways because they are two different damn people. They were colleagues, not friends. And I believe that's where some of you all are getting it twisted. If it was not for this YouTube stuff, some of us would never know each other. If it was not for this YouTube stuff, some of you would still be unknown. You feel like because you have a lot of subscribers, as you say, that you're known everywhere. You're YouTube known. St. James is a trained musician who has worked with some of the greatest people to ever touch gospel music. That you only listen to their music. I myself have worked with more gospel artists. I can't even think of one that I can say I wanted to but never got the opportunity to in the gospel music industry. Let me think. Gospel music industry. Who have not that? Yee. If it is somebody, they were before my time and I'm 50. So from James Cleveland, Andre Crouch, Kurt Carr, Kurt Franklin, Ricky Dillard, Hezekiah Walker, Thomas Whitfield, of course, my grandfather, Charles Nix, my uncle, Daryl Houston, Michael, any, name them. Name them. But no one has to prove it to you. Nobody has to prove to you where they work, where they live, what they do. What is the problem? What do you do? I am a director. I've been directing the choir since I was 14. The St. James Adult Choir was the choir that I started with under the direction of my grandfather, Charles Nix, my uncle, Daryl Houston, and my uncle, Jimmy Dowd. That is my covering. That is my musicianship. And if you don't know anything about them, you can type in St. James Adult Choir on YouTube and you will see video on top of video. There are songs that y'all are singing that were written by either my grandfather or my uncle. That's the beginning of it. And because my grandfather was friends with Elbernita Twinkie Clark, then that pushed me, well, added me into the Kojic family with the Dr. Mattie Moss Clark, where I was at the Clark Conservatory, which was her school in Detroit, Michigan. I've been with the Clark sisters since the age of 16. I was at Greater Emmanuel for 11 years. I then left there and went with the Bishop Michael Brooks and evangelist Lisa Page Brooks. So when you talk about somebody being a nobody, boo-boo. Boo-boo. You know why you don't know me? Because we're not in the same circle. And they don't know you. Okay? Men of Standard, Lexi, Yolanda Adams, all of these people were first projects were put out by Michael Allen Brooks, where I was in the studio. And I have sung background on most of, actually the first two of Lisa Page. Y'all don't do it. You don't know me because nobody knows you. And if you're in the gospel industry, my love, then you know these things. I don't have to prove anything to you. When Tasha Page Lockhart was on Larry Reid Live, I should ask him if he know you. Ask her. He should have asked. I should have called and asked Larry to ask if she know. Ask her, boo. Ask her. I was there when most of those songs were written. I knew about Sunday's Best before anybody. I've been knowing them since they were, the youngest one of them was 6. And they had a group called Page 3. So when you talk about people not knowing nobody, don't do it. St. James has Walter Hawk. When have you ever, ma'am? Donald Lawrence, all of these people, Orlando Draper, all GMWA was my, don't do it. And then y'all have the nerve to talk about people oh, well, you was just talking about them. Now you interviewing them. You people talked about Larry like a dog. But now that's your brother because you see what type of person or what kind of status he has. You didn't start not liking St. James, you and some other people. And this ain't even about that Will. But I'm tired of her. You talk about people, but you do the same thing. What's the problem with St. James interviewing Bishop Jordan? That's shady. But you not only interviewed Bishop Felton, but he's a quote-unquote so-called regular. The only reason you have Bishop Felton on your platform is because you don't like jives. You don't really like Bishop Felton. You don't even agree with what Bishop Felton says. But to dig at Jives, you keep him on there. That's weird behavior. That's not commentary. You don't see St. James constantly bringing Bishop Jordan up. It was an interview. Let's call a thing a thing. It was an interview. CTV and Larry had a thing. You got mad at that. Why are people so upset about who does an interview? If you don't, let's say this. If you don't like someone and you don't want to interview them, that's your channel. Don't do it. If you don't like someone's channel and you don't like someone and they're what's the word they use? They have no integrity. They dirt but garbage, whatever, gutter. If you don't like them, how is it that you know about everything that they do? There's a difference in saying you know that they interviewed somebody because there was an announcement put out. So, yeah, everybody knew. But you can critique everything about the interview? Ain't nobody sent you that many clips. Low vibrational and insignificant. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Felton used these clowns to try to get exactly Jives mess up to the exactly. 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 That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. But you got you and that's not unusual because most that's the leader of that channel or of those channels. So there are people most that are like-minded are going to believe the lies that this person says. You can't tell a person that you don't bother nobody, you nice, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't do that. But every single video that you do, okay, I'm not going to say every single, almost every single video that you do your little 45 minutes of commentary. And then the rest of the time is used talking about Jive, St. James. Stop it. That's so irritating. That's low vibrational. And the people who believe that is something. Okay. Transparent moment. I was one of them. Transparent moment. Because I had been off of YouTube for a while, I told you I was wake and bake. I didn't start just talking. I had been watching Jives for a very, 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 very long time. And then I got engaged and things were going on and planning the wedding, so I kind of wasn't watching. And then when I came back, then this big mama was on and I started watching. And the things that were being said about Jives, I was like, ugh, that's ugh. Oh my God. Like, I don't want to watch nobody like that. Like, why is he doing that? But I never saw any videos from Jives talking about this person. And it was a while before it happened. And then it did. And yes, it was more than Jives. You know why? Because everybody is sick of your shit. You bother people who don't agree with you. You bother people who don't praise you. Enough of that. I don't want to talk about. I ugh. So you have the CTV and Larry interview. There's a problem with that. Then you got excited because Larry didn't want to do the sit down with St. James at first. But oh, what happened? I know the fire in the eyes and the mouth and the hollering and the slamming and the cussing. I can just imagine that was going on when CTV, St. James, and Larry Reed was on the screen. I felt, and I'm not even at home right now. I'm in Detroit. I, I felt the flame fire from here. And you can't, everybody can see the jealousy. You have very interesting observations about all of this. It's JP, it's so weird. It's so weird. And there are people that are in that particular chat that come on to other people's chat and they say these things, but they're so, and I don't want to say afraid, I don't want to use the word afraid, but they're very hesitant. I'll say that. They're very hesitant about putting that opinion into the chat because they'll either one get blocked, be called a op, or you can't have an opinion about something that other people don't agree with because you'll get blocked. Last night someone showed the complete backside. And I didn't even get I haven't even gotten to it. And here's another thing. If you saying it and you saying it with your chest, why you always putting stuff in members only? If you mean it, you mean it. I ain't putting in members only. Not nothing like that. Now, if a members only would be for that selected close knit group of people that we've probably met in person in that group. Yeah, those, yeah. But when it comes to all this other stuff, people are grown. Don't nobody own nobody. That day is over. So a person should be able to say, nah, I don't agree with that, but without it being a problem, without you being one of them, without you being a part. Why? I'm not gonna lie, and I keep saying it. This person has some good commentary, but it's hard to enjoy it because you go off into this tangent. Back to Jives. I'm smoking, y'all. I'm sorry. So I did stop watching Jives for a minute, but I started seeing the movement. I started seeing the movement. And then when I started watching Jives again, because he did, with CTV. And I'm like, something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. Jives, Jazz, London, Darius, Mark, all of those people react to what is being put out. So stop doing that. And if there's a person over there that went on somebody else's platform and he convinced this person that they dogged her. She stopped watching that channel, and every chance that is given, it is always low key shade at that person. It's always some very underhanded, okay, girl, like it's real shady, but you don't catch it. Same thing with Ray. Ray, like anybody that's not in your ass is a problem. It's how is other people's interviews bothering you so much? You have to ask yourself, and this is not to one particular person, this is to any content creator that has a problem. Like this last past week has been retarded because people are doing interviews on their own damn channels. And after every interview, you people are not critiquing the interview. You all are you all are talking about the interviewer. I really have not heard anybody give commentary on the actual interview. If I'm wrong, let me know. And if it was something about the interview, it still was a personal feeling that that person had against the person that was being interviewed. I'm not dumb. I've been doing this for a long time. So I see it. We see it. Some people just don't want to say anything, or some people, well, I just woke up today and I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn anyway, but hey, a thing is a thing. How are you people now? First of all, if you were never friends with St. James, and when I say a friend, I mean you've ever touched his shoulder, touched his hand, shook his hand, went and ate with him, talked to him on the real phone, not through the app, not through email, not through texting, through Instagram and Facebook and all of that. If you have not graced the presence to smell his cologne, that is not really a friend. Those are not friends. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I don't. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm just sitting in the car. Hold on. Wait. Because ain't nothing wrong with me coming on the camera. Hold on. Hold on. Let me. The only reason I didn't want to come on the camera is because I don't have on the shirt. I have on the beater, but I look good anyway. Now I understand why subscribers stay in the bushes. After the last several days, the good place for me to vent. Yeah, it's people are afraid to comment or say anything or even speak to the person that's being interviewed because once that happens, now you the op. Now you're the op. I gotta look at you a certain kind of way. Oh, I gotta look at you. Oh, I gotta question you. Or who are you? And you. What? Are you serious? Hold on. For one quick second, who in the hell do you think you are? My father is in the hospital, so I'm right now just sitting in the car. Um, so pray for my family. I'm gonna say that. Um, but you have like people see this, and we've seen it more in the last week than we have ever before. You're showing your true colors. You're showing who you really are. That is what you are doing. St. James has been the same person since the day I saw his name. Thank you, JP. Since the day I saw St. James' name, he has been the same person. St. James is like this, and he said it. Just because they did something to you does not mean I'm going to stop fooling with them. And I'm like that too. I have a lot of friends who don't like each other. And I don't allow them to air out their grievances with another person because I'm still cool with them. And until they do something to me, I can't not like them based off of your experience. Okay? People do not have to like or dislike somebody because of somebody else. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Larry had a disdain for St. James because of what someone else said. I believe that Larry's disdain for St. James came from the dislike of someone else. Hold on, wait. Do I gotta move my signal? Can you hear me? Y'all let me know if I'm good now. I don't have my earpiece. It's inside. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Put it on if y'all can hear me. Okay. Like, I wholeheartedly believe that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll come back and say that I was wrong. But I believe that the dislike that Larry had, I'm going to say that again, had for St. James was based on some big person and what he was told by them. Because that whole he's a bone carrier and he leaked the video of Carlton, that never happened. That never happened. And you never had proof of that. But the proof that we did see was the text Instagram messages that you had been sending to Larry about that. So don't throw the rocks and then hide your hands big and bad. The fact that mm, and I don't even know these people, so I can call their name because I don't give a damn. Daryl Moore having a problem and just losing it because St. James did an interview with CTV. St. James ain't got nothing to do with that. That was Daryl and CTV. And again, have you ever touched him? Have you and St. James ever had a cigar together? Because we're in a virtual space and we talk, that don't make us joined at the hip. That doesn't mean that I have an alliance or loyalty to you like that. So the they're almost, it seemed like he almost bust a vein in his forehead because he was so upset. I'm sorry if my phone cut out. I was getting a call. Like, let's call a thing a thing. Like, you just cut a relationship that really wasn't there because you felt a certain type of way about the interview with CTV. If you don't like somebody, you don't do the interview with them. But that does not mean that somebody else can't do it with them. Like, are we serious? St. James do the interview with Bishop Jordan. Everybody and their mama got stuff to say. Y'all gotta be kidding. And then to turn around and act like, well, I don't care. Oh, you care. Oh, you care. You care. You pick on people in other people's chats just because they say something. That's weird. That's weird. I said it. It's weird. And it's giving jealousy. The joy that was in my belly when Larry came up on that screen with CTV and St. James. The joy that overtook my soul. Oh, the glory. And it wasn't that I knew how the interview was going to go or anything. It was just the mere fact that those three faces were on the screen, and I knew that irritated the hell out of people. Oh, I had to take a shot on that. Oh, Jesus. I was laughing so hard that I had to rewind for a minute to go back and catch a few seconds because I literally was hollering out loud because I was saying, oh, that girl over there kicking and screaming. Oh, that girl is kicking and screaming mad. But three grown men who are commentators can sit down and have a discussion. And guess what? It's okay. It is okay. What's not okay is all of you going on your lives after these interviews and critiquing St. James. That's weird. If you're critiquing the interview and what was actually said between the two of them, then that's commentary. But if all you can talk about is St. James think well I know what that is, or he done been paid, or now he think that's jealousy. You may need to fix that. You may need to talk to someone about that. And I don't blame CTV for not wanting to do the same thing, because as shown when St. James was given a fake ass olive branch, that he was right for not receiving it, because it wasn't 30 seconds later that he went back to being drugged. If that's how you really felt and you're over it and you just, okay, if a person say, okay, well, I'm sorry, and the other person be like, I ain't, you just go home. But that's what grown people do. But to keep every day is, you got names for people, and now you got names for people in the chat, and then you had the media. Oh my God. You had the MFing audacity as an integral person to put up that birthday post to I Am Courtney. That is the lowest of the lowest of the vibration. But you always calling yourself so into that right there should show the people that follow you that you are the low vibrational person that you talk about. I said it. I did. Again, check me. You think for some reason that you are so fine that you can just talk about anybody. I've seen that bottom row. You always talk about how somebody look like they've been chewing on boo-boo. Miss Mamas. And this ain't even, this is not a video to read nobody. But I said what I said. The interview that CTV, Larry, and St. James did was epic. They were able to get things resolved because Larry was going off of what he was going off of what he was told. So when you're told something about somebody, you already have this idea about them in your mind. So when you see them, you don't see them for who they really are. You see them for who that person has told you that they were. Am I lying? When Larry said that St. James had access to him and he was going to unblock him and just, oh, the glory. Oh, the glory. I like to see grown men, excuse me, grown people come to an understanding when there was a misunderstanding that did not come from them. Larry and St. James have never had, to my knowledge, a personal beef on beef. It's always been because of someone else. And I honestly don't think that St. James even has any type of beef towards Larry. He gives the commentary based off of what is presented. But now that something else has been presented, now he has the two sides and he has given commentary on that. I don't have to like you to interview you. Nobody has to like the person that they're interviewing. But also, when you're interviewing, you have to take your personal feelings out of it. When you're doing an interview for everyone, you have to take your personal feelings out of it and ask the questions that the people want to know. Oh, I'm gonna say that again. That right there deserves a cash app. That right there deserves a $5 cash app. To that right there, that's pinned. Who wrote the rule that you only interview people that you like? You have to ask the questions that the people want to know. If it's your personal something, don't call it an interview. If you gonna ask the questions that you want to know, if you want to know the question, then just pull them up. Just pull them up. But if you're going to do an interview, Miss I Want to Be Barbara Walters, ask the questions that the masses want to know. Because realistically and quite frankly, nobody really wants to hear your personal question. Like when St. James interviewed Bishop Jordan, I would have asked him this. I would have asked him that. I would have said this. I would have said that. Even with the interview with CTV and Larry, I would have said this, or I would have asked him that, and I would have asked him that. Well, guess what? That's why you didn't get the interview, because you would have asked this and you would have asked that, and that was personal. Again, because of where I've been and who I've been around and what I know bullshit when I see it. Your people do not have to, anybody that agrees with everything that you say and just move how you move, I question. We saw the change in the whole William and Wadback and Larry. We saw the transition. And then you try to play in our face like that's not what happened. You ain't no friend. You talked about William just as much as everybody else and not as your brother. I don't want no family like that. Oh hell no. Nah. I don't want no family like that. I don't want no family like that. And then you low key always popping shade. I don't want no family like that. I think my opinion on these last few interviews with St. James, and I cannot wait for the one with Manasseh. I think they were great interview. Let me say this, and then I'm gonna get out of here because people are starting to call about my dad. I've heard people saying, well, how can he interview Bernard Jordan and he dogged him, and how he talking about Manasseh, gonna talk to Manasseh and he dogged him. That was commentary. We've all said things. I'm gonna say that again. We've all said things. Everybody didn't talked about the robocalls. Everybody didn't talked about the BET Bishop Jordan's late night. Everybody has talked about Manasseh singing because he's skilled in opera, so he doesn't do the he don't do all of that. So yes, everybody has said something, but it's all fun and jokes. Stop trying to make it seem like they were being dogged on St. James's channel, because we did not do that. Do we throw people throw tomatoes when Manasseh sings? Yes. Why? Because some people are not into opera. Some people don't even like praise teams. But nobody was digging holes on them. But you put out that narrative to try to make St. James look like a bad person. And he's not. He's the true definition of an unbiased person, which means he can speak to anybody. He can have two people who don't like each other on his platform and still talk to them. Again, I'm picking up a spirit of jealousy. You mad because you didn't go to prophetology? Because if you're not, it seems like it. How about when you have Kwame? Hey, boo. That's my boo. You know what? What you have been sending me, you don't even know it. It's been so much going on. And I have not been able to respond in a minute, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kwame, that's my boo right there. See, here's the thing. Everything ain't got to be out in the open in everybody's business. And if so, what somebody says about somebody that you clearly see and they can turn your thoughts on that person, you need to check yourself. You need to check yourself. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it. So I'm I got to make these calls. I got to call the doctor, and I need to call these family members back that've been calling, but I it's so petty and childish and low vibration. Oh, they calling. It's petty, it's low vibrational, it's unintegral or inintegral, whatever y'all the words y'all use. I'm high. And since you do such commentary, y'all just do the commentary. Do the commentary on the interview. Oh my God, they're calling all phones now. Do the commentary on the damn comment on the interview. If you doing commentary on the interviewer, you're full of shit. And that's me. I'm out of here. Y'all have a blessed day. I may be somewhere later. I may be back here later. I don't know. Hit that like button, subscribe, share if you want, hit that Cash App if you want. Go back and what I did a video yesterday um on live, loud, live, and in color on the Perfecting Grounds, showing the progress, I guess. I don't know. But go and check out the video from yesterday. And again, have a blessed day. Please keep my family in your prayers. Please.